Perfect. Nice. Macaulay, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really do appreciate it. It's really helpful to do these kind of post-program interviews with people who have actually done it, so that we can share them with people who are maybe thinking about doing it, and give them a bit of insight just in case they can relate to obviously the circumstances that you're in specifically, because everyone's circumstances are different. But best place to start is obviously before you joined. If you could give us like an idea of like where you were at in terms of your finances, your goals, if you had any, and really just what was it that made you want to take the leap to join the program in the first place?
Yeah, sure. So before I started, I had a reasonable control of my finances. Like I was heading in the right direction, if you want to put it that way. But it was just more streamlined. I wanted to get a little bit more tailored and streamlined, because I was saving at a good rate, but then I'd just recklessly spend, or I'd buy something that would then deplete the savings, and it was a back and forth, money in, money out, but it was slowly building up. So I just wanted to see if there was a way where I could kind of streamline it a bit and like get a bit of guidance and just maybe tilt me just a few degrees in the right direction, rather than just being reckless with my spending.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So just to kind of give everyone some, I suppose, some background as to what it was when you joined. Like your main goals were, first of all, kind of like you talked about, really just to get better control of the month-to-month finances and like get an optimized kind of system in place. And then more specifically to you, you wanted to save for a house deposit, get an emergency fund in place. And then obviously the big one is just save and invest outside of that for the future, so that you didn't have to work forever, right? So you could retire as soon as possible. So where are you now with those goals, having completed most of the process at this point?
Yeah, so the goal we set for the house deposit has been achieved, which is great. Yeah, that's a nice feeling to know now that that's kind of ticked off. That was obviously, it's a big thing really. I want to own my own house eventually. I don't want to be like renting or anything. So that's nice it's like a peace of mind kind of aspect. And then the emergency fund we're cracking on with now. So we've started that. This is the first month of hitting that, and then I think we've got 2 more months, and then that'll be maxed out in terms of like the target, and then it's just hit the stock market and just go from there.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the big one, right? So we've now got, like you say, we've got the money management system in place. I think we were able to free up, I was just looking at your plan, actually, I've got it up here, in terms of like the free cash flow average before doing it versus after it. I think the difference was about just shy of £1,000. It was like £900 a month improvement, which is really cool. Deposit, like you say, save now, I think a little bit ahead of target as well, which is really cool. Emergency fund due to be complete by October. And the big one, obviously, investment plan and strategy for retirement. It's got you on track at this point in time to be able to have the option to stop working at 48. So how do you feel? How do you feel now with all that kind of stuff in place?
I'd probably say it's a nice target, but I mean, I'm ready to retire now, to be fair. But I'm still very young. So it's nice to know that if I stick to the plan that you've obviously provided me, which I'm very grateful for, then be able to retire by the time I'm 48. And I mean, I'm 29 now, I don't even have kids, so I could be potentially retired by the time my child turns 18, so that's a nice feeling to be able to do that, and then enjoy life more than
100%. And I think the kind of main point to make on that is that, like, we both feel like that's kind of worst case. We put some kind of, if anything, added a bit to your costs, didn't we? And kind of sandbagged the numbers somewhat so that it would be a worst case number. And obviously it's based on an assumption that salary growth and things like that are going to be very much kind of like average. And whereas you're like kind of still early in like career progression and things like that, so the potential to earn more, make more on the side and things, which is all stuff you're doing as part of this as well. Continue to do that. If that takes off, it all just means you're going to make stuff happen sooner, which is really, really cool to see. So are you feeling, I suppose, kind of more clarity, more confidence in your finances generally, and kind of for the future as well now?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Nice.
Being able to see it all out in front of you just gives you that like clarity, and that I like that. I'm one of them where I like to see it in front of me, like the plan, rather than just wing it.
Yeah, totally agree. And I suppose what people really want to know is how have we got these results?
So for me, I think I enjoy the whole spreadsheet aspect, which is what you which is one of the tools that you give us to be able to track the finances. So before, like I said, I was saving, but I was also spending, but wasn't really tracking where my spending was going. It was more just right, spending X amount, saving X amount. Where now I can see exactly where my money's going each month, eating out, drinking, all them things, travel. So being able to properly see where it's going and then like cut down on certain aspects of that to make it that I'm not overspending, and then the cash that's been left that extra has gone into the savings, which has then been able to save for the house, emergency fund, and then eventually we'll go on to putting into the ISA. But yeah, so
Mm.
it's basically for me, it's been the spreadsheet, and then just using the tools that you provided as well, watching the course, doing the weekly knowledge drops that you
Mm.
do, and just picking up little bits of information from each of them, and then just implementing them into my own strategy, like kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah. No, amazing. I think that's exactly kind of the thing that people want to know really is like what how it's impacted you specifically. I suppose that the interesting thing is I'd be interested to know this as well is through achieving all of these things and using the budget and the spreadsheet and that, at any point have you felt restricted kind of in order to achieve these goals, or has it actually been like relatively, have you
yeah,
still been able to do the things you want to do?
yeah. I've still been able to live life, if you want to put it that way. So
Mm.
it's not like I've looked and thought, oh, I'm not going to go out for food this tonight, or I'm not going to do this, or everyone's down the pub having a pint. I'm at the limit. I'm not going to go. Like
Mm.
I've been able to still live life and save and budget a lot easier. Like I said, the spreadsheet for me has been like the golden thing. It's the game changer because I can see each month. You just input it, and all you got to do is tap in the numbers, and the rest is done for you. Like it tells you exactly how much you're
Mm.
spending. You get the graphs, the chart. It puts it in the total spend for the month, and it gives you the cash flow and all of that. It's great. So it's really helped. Yeah, and like I said, I've still been able to live
Yeah.
life to the fullest.
I think that's the important thing because there's always kind of like the naysayers who see what I do and they're all like, yeah, but you have to live on rice and beans to make this happen. And like, no one can retire early unless you don't live, and you should live now and not worry about it and all that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
it's good. It's refreshing to have people come through this and be like, actually, you can find that balance of living well today, but actually just ensuring that you can also
Yeah.
continue to live well for the rest of your days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's nice to see.
It's
And,
about it's just about being just mindful of your spending, really, and that's which
exactly.
before I'm probably checking my bank maybe twice, 3 times a month. I'm just spending, and then I was paying myself after, if you know what I mean. Whereas now I'm
Mm.
paying myself before, thanks to the spreadsheet, so I can look right how much I'll put my targets in for the month, and then because I'm paid weekly, I'll put more than half of my weekly income into savings, but I'll make sure that I've hit them targets.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, if there's anything left, then I'll just top it up.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's finding a strategy that works for you as well, because everyone's circumstances are different in terms of how much they get paid, is how often they get paid, when they get paid. Some people are on like commission jobs and things like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter. Like you just find a way to make the tool work for you with my help, and then once we've got a system in place, it's just rinse and repeat. Whether it's weekly, for weekly, monthly, like you say, it just kind of falls into place. Well, I suppose the next question I had was, is this getting all these results, figuring all of this stuff out, and making this all happen? Is this something you feel like you could have done as fast on your own or at all on your own?
I'd say on my own, potentially yes, because I've always been a little bit like, um, I'm going to use your name here, financially savvy with my money. Like I've always been a little bit like, right, save this, that. But in terms of like at this speed, then no, it wouldn't have been as fast.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And what's that been down to? Has that been down to like the having like a system to follow, steps to follow, like the course? Or
Yeah. yeah, I'd say like I'm gonna go back to the spreadsheet again, but like I said, it's been golden for me. It's been
Yeah,
able to literally lay out my finances and see where everything's going, how much I'm spending. All of that is what's been the game changer and what's been allowing me to save at the rate that I've been saving.
nice, nice, good. I'm glad to hear it. So, what would you say to anyone who's maybe on the fence about considering joining the program, but maybe hasn't taken that leap yet?
I'd say yeah, definitely go for it. Like the results are there. Like not just me that have proven. I guess
Mm,
you've had hundreds maybe of different students that have got the results. So it's one of them things where if you don't try, you might get there, but you're not going to know when or how or anything. Whereas if you take the leap, then you can see everything mapped out in front of you, and you can just get cracking.
yeah, yeah, and that's the
And
thing
it
because
gives
it's
you,
literally
it's weird. Like it gives you, you see the age, and you're like, because I'm like 48, like it gives me that motivation to be like, let's actually get to that. Whereas like if it wasn't an age and I was like, oh, I want to retire by the time I'm 50, and that was just off my own head, and I'd be like, well, how am I going to do it? Well, maybe if I put X amount a month away, whereas now I'm like, no, I need to put this amount. So it gives you that bit of motivation to be like, to go and get after it and smash
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's amazing how much more focused it gets you once you know how much you would actually have to invest to achieve like a
Yeah.
specific end goal. Like having those
Yeah.
two things linked together makes you think, oh, okay, I know I just need to make this happen now, and then I'll get there. And if I don't, I won't.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you a lot of clarity. Last question: is there anything you would change about the program, the process?
Honestly, it's a boring answer, but honestly, I wouldn't say there is anything I change. Like everything's is great. Like I said, spreadsheets, bob on. There's you constantly dropping knowledge in the Discord. So anything that any news or any tools or anything like you're constantly saying this and doing live knowledge drops and the
Mm,
course is like stacked out with hours worth of footage that you can go through at your own pace and refer back to if you ever get stuck or
yeah.
if you get anything. So I mean, I honestly couldn't even just give you an answer just
I'll take it.
I mean, the Discord's great. You're always available pretty much. You can send you a message and you always get back to whatever you
Yeah.
need answering. So
I'm glad to hear that. It's good feedback and it's really helpful as well, just to know what's actually been beneficial for you as well, because it's often kind of the same things for most people, but there's always something kind of new that pops up. But yeah, like you say, the Discord's always running kind of 24/7. People can fire questions in there whenever they have them, and then I just get back to them as soon as I can.
yeah,
And that's kind of like where the difference is made, is getting that support so that you have the confidence you need to continue making like the decisions you need to make to progress, right? So you had that kind of one that we talked about a minute ago about one of the platforms that you're switching from over to as being a bit awkward, and like you
yeah,
just wanted to kind of confirm that what you were thinking to do was actually the
yeah,
right thing to do. Sometimes it is, and then like that shows that the kind of knowledge and the education is kicking in. You're realizing it kind of gives you the confidence then that actually the knowledge you build, you now feel confident in making those decisions going forward
yeah.
yourself. So that's really good to see as well. But no, I'm glad that there's nothing you would change. It means I'm doing my job right. So yeah, like I said, I really appreciate you taking the time. You know, you and the other people that have done these videos, you don't get paid to come and do this. You do this off your own back because you've been happy with the results you've got, and
Yeah.
that's, I think, something that's really important for other people to see. So thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And like you say, we've still got time in the program yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to help you get to where you want to be, hopefully sooner.
Thank you. Yeah.
Come on. Sweet.
I just
Take care. Speak to you soon.
I just want to just thank you for everything as well. Like you've been great. Really appreciate all the work you've put in and helping me out. So yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you very
thank you.
much.
Cheers, mate.
Come on. Take care. Speak to you soon.
Bye bye.